Hey UConn Nation, it's KK Arnold here. If you're looking for the latest UConn women's basketball content, go subscribe to Listen Up to Phil and Ryan. Go Huskies!
And welcome back. And just after a couple minutes after recording the Aaliyah Edwards video, we're back with more great news. Nika Muhl has been drafted, and she has been drafted to the Seattle Storm in the second round with the second pick. So some more great news coming tonight. And Seattle is really such a great landing spot, I think, for Nika Muhl. With a great passer that Nika is, of course, another legend, Sue Bird, spending all those years in Seattle. Unfortunately, Nika won't be able to wear number 10 in Seattle, but in the present time, Nika Ogumake, Skylar Diggins-Smith, Jewel Lloyd, so all these superstars in Seattle that Nika Muhl gets to pass to now. I think the Storm needed a perimeter defender, and I know Nika also brings that. So I think Mystics were a great fit for Aaliyah, and I think Nika Muhl will shine as well with the Storm. So two great players drafted tonight on two great teams, and I think they'll fit in perfectly with those two respected teams.
I didn't say this on the first episode, but I know you are the first recording. Now you have to excuse me, Ryan. I know every year it's around this time I get sick. You're supposed to be having fun and enjoying the WNBA draft, but right around this time, my body knows when it's WNBA draft time, and it's time for Phil to get sick. All right, so I apologize, Ryan, for the runny nose, but post draft analysis. Now, if you remember your old friend, well, as soon as I saw or heard rather your TV announce Nika Muhl's name going to Seattle, I'm like, Ryan, I'm going to say this on the podcast. I'm like, she's going to look identical to Sue Bird running out of that tunnel, right? It's just something about them too. They're just the way they're built, and again, obviously the same jersey now, Seattle Storm. Um, Shout out to the analysis though on TV, great job by them because they said it right. I mean, what were the numbers? Shooting somewhere around 40%. She shoots from three. They said.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
and then not only that, but you're talking about a team that hits hard on UConn players. It's just sometimes it works out like that, whether it's a coaching staff or the atmosphere. Man, you talk about Sue Bird, Brianna Stewart when she used to be there. So they're in love with UConn players. And Ryan, thanks to Charlie Cream again. Here's for you post draft analysis after adding Nico Guimake. And you have to remember your old friend and the Storm added Skylar Diggins-Smith in the offseason to go with the high-scoring Jewel Lloyd. The Storm had the luxury of going after a specialist. Muhl gives Seattle a lockdown perimeter defender. She is also a willing passer, the all-time leader in assists at UConn. We're well aware of that, Ryan, which also makes her a good fit for a team with three superstars. So I would usually say, like every year, Ryan, she should have went in the first round, or she should have went higher, just like I did with Edwards. I'm glad Edwards landed where she did, but I can actually say that I'm glad that this worked out the way it did for Muhl too, because you said it right. I think it's just fitting. I'm not saying that she doesn't have first round talent, but I think it's just fitting for her to go to Seattle. I really do.
I mean, like you said, Seattle always seems to select a lot of UConn players, and I think it's just so weird. It's such a great story that Sue Bird was in Seattle all those years, wearing Storm jersey, wearing number 10, and now Nika Muhl looks to somehow have maybe a similar career as what Sue Bird did, kind of following in her footsteps, of course, passing her for number one all time and the assist leaders for UConn. So, but yeah, like I said, I think Muhl will fit right in. I think she definitely has a lot to learn from those three great players that you just mentioned. But I think obviously working on the offensive end for Nika too, just like Aaliyah. But Nika has that lockdown defensive style of play, and I think maybe as her years hopefully develop in the WNBA for a long time, she'll eventually develop into that leadership role. Maybe when these veterans leave Seattle, I think she'll kind of develop that on the court, leadership role and become the voice, hopefully, for the Storm. But yeah, I think she'll fit right in, passing to all those greats, and I can't wait to watch both Aaliyah and Nika in the W this season.
All right, that'll do it. The draft. Now there are a lot of picks left, Ryan, but as far as we're concerned, the draft party is over that fast for you and I. And I'll leave it right there. Hopefully, see you later on this week because today is only Monday, so we have a lot to look forward to, especially up there in Yukon. We figure it's always news coming out around this time of the year. Always news, period. We want news every day coming out from that great city up there. But Ryan, that was I look now, and mind you, Seattle did not have a first round draft pick, so this
Yeah.
was pretty much like their. I know it's round two, I get it, but the round seems so short, and we wish they would be expanded. But Ryan does too. But yeah, that pretty much Ryan, that you can kind of say that was their first round pick.
Yeah, and it is the second round, but it's still only the eighth overall pick. So
Yeah,
to
yeah.
be number eighth overall selected, like we already said on the last episode, in a such talented draft class as this, even though it's not the first round, still a great place to be drafted eighth overall, behind all of those very talented young women that got selected above Nika Muhl.
Congratulations, Nika Muhl, her family. I bet Brian very emotional, and congratulations all the way down here from Maryland. As Ryan, I will see you later this week. Phil and Rye on Listen Up.